What's going on, ladies and gents? Before we start the video, remember the support program is still going on for the next 4 days for this season. If you are looking to get yourself codes, guys, make sure you do support. I'll be sending out codes as much as I possibly can. And remember, my top supporter will get $100. My top 100 is eligible for a $100 gift card when they apply to the Discord and go for the giveaway. And then lastly, every supporter is eligible to win a $50 gift card every season. So guys, there is no Code King. All right, there's just codes. We give out the same thing, and I give them out just as often. So remember to support your boy. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Let's get on with the video. What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. All right, guys. Let's talk about this. There's a lot of tips and tricks apparently that some of you guys don't know about, whether it's quality of life, some new features, whether it's some of the new game modes, or certain things about the game that you should just have under your belt as a common knowledge situation. So we're going to cover all of the top tips and tricks you guys need to know. This is for new players, returning players, hell, this is for veterans, even ones who've been playing since day one global or early access. So let's go over this. We're going to go top to bottom, guys. I'm going to give you guys what I know. If I miss a few things, be a great community as usual. Leave it in the comment section and let people know how to switch things up. So first off, let's go over some of the simple stuff. How do you change the loading screen character, the person that runs around here? There's a little icon right over here on your screen. I'm going to show you guys real quick. And you guys can click this, and this will allow you now to change SJW to whoever you want it to be, including their costumes, right? So if I want Mireille, if I want Thomas, etc., 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 right? So make sure that the costume that you want on this character, for example, that you want, that is available to you, is the costume you want to choose from the menu screen. So if you don't want Essel's white costume, for example, you can switch it over with the little hanger here to whatever else you have. So that's how you change that. Okay, so pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and that's the way to do it. Now, while I'm on the screen, there seems to be another quality of life feature many of you guys don't know about. This is very important. Okay, this one here, there's a level up feature, that little button right over here on your screen that many people don't know even exists. So if you click that, this will allow you to level up your characters more than one at a time up to the level you're looking for, right? So for example, let's just say I want to level up Essel, let's say I want to level up Wu, and let's say Malin and Libora, right? Just because these are units that I actually do use quite often. If I go level up, you guys can see here, instantly goes to 102. All right, boom, 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 everything done. No need to do it one at a time. As a matter of fact, you can click it all by select all, and you can click a category if you want and level up everything. You'll see the gold requirement right here, and that'll process it instantly for you. Okay, so very important, this button does exist, guys. So please, please, please remember to use it. Okay, another thing a lot of people don't know, if you want to simply raise your battle power on a hunter, let's just say you want to start using a hunter but you don't have their proper weapon, it doesn't hurt, guys, to switch over to someone else's weapon in order to boost your power. Now, for example, Libora is an attack unit, but even if I wanted to just boost her CP and I wanted to put Thomas's on because he has an A10 weapon and she only has an A0 weapon, if I put this on right there, you guys can see her power skyrocketed by 17k. Don't worry about the fact that she doesn't benefit off of defense. It still does give you guys a total power increase either way. Okay, so it is always better to obviously find something that is compatible with that unit because you'll get the stats. But if you're looking for just sheer power purposes, a lot of you guys don't know, you guys can just switch it out. Now, you don't get the passives from the weapon, but you do get all the stats and the power increase. So this is very important. Now, speaking of power, many of you guys all know this already, some of you don't, so I'm going to speak on this right now. Power is probably your biggest opponent in this game. And what I mean by this is simply that whenever you are fighting something, you are going to need to either compete with the power requirement or at least exceed it. So meet it or exceed it. Don't be below it. If you're below it even by one combat power, your stats are nullified, or not nullified, they're reduced. If you're in the red of combat power, you are completely nerfed to the ground, and its content is really, really tough to beat, okay? So for things like power, it's important to remember stats do matter, but meeting that power requirement sometimes is all you need to do in order to beat content. So that is very important to remember, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, another thing to also remember, we're going to talk about SJW for a second and his weapons. SJW scales better off of attack percentage because he also scales off of 2 weapons, which gives him 2 attack powers. Hunters are mostly, for the most part, better off with additional attack. So flat stats work better for hunters. Percentage stats, for the most part, there's some exceptions, work better for SJW. But a couple of things about SJW's weapons that you guys need to know, I've mentioned this numerous times, okay, is that there are certain icons and certain skills that represent something you need to do. Okay, so for example, if I go to, let's say, right over here, where is it? The scythe. right? I've mentioned this in many videos. For newer players and returning players, this little icon that shows like an arrow pointing down means you have to hold down your button. If you hold down your button, this weapon will do more damage and the animation's actually longer, okay? This icon over here means there's a counterattack option. So you will click the counterattack when the unit attacks, it'll do more damage, okay? Some weapons have breaks. You'll see now there's a new icon here that gives you break damage icon. So this is brand new. This has just been added to the game, and now you can see which weapons actually have breaks and which ones do not. Ironically enough, this weapon has a break, even though they don't show it. So sometimes it's not true to exactly what it's supposed to say. And of course, other weapons have freezes, etc., that they don't show. But you guys can see here again, hold down the icon. This one over here has a, this icon here I think is for, actually, what is that icon? That's new. I don't even know what that icon is. Hold on a sec. What is that icon? It's not a new icon, but it's new on that weapon. I don't remember ever seeing that one. So there you guys go. New icon as well there. This one here. I think this here. What is this? What does this do? This I know this goes behind the, this one is a throw weapon. I know that. So I don't know what, you know what guys? I'm going to look into that. I don't even know what icon. There you guys go. I got to look into something now myself. All right. So make sure you check on these weapons and see which icons do what. It's very important that you do that. And also know that the hunters don't have that same thing. They don't do the same kind of thing. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. Another thing I want to talk about, certain modes. Let's start off with Battlefield of Time. Okay. Battlefield of Time. There is no need to have stats in Battlefield of Time. I haven't done mine yet. But what matters in Battlefield of Time, guys, is not the level of your gear, not the stats themselves. Only thing that matters is the following three things. Okay, number one, if it's hunters, it's going to be the sets themselves. You can put all level 1 sets. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the passives on the sets is what will trigger. Okay, that's number one. Number two, another thing that will matter as well is the skill level. All the skill levels here matter a lot, okay? So if you have low skill levels, you will not be content fast enough. But if you have high skill levels, all your percentages will matter in BOT. All this stuff does matter, okay? And then lastly, cores. Not necessarily the stats, but just the passives, guys. The passives matter, okay? So the stats don't matter here, but these down here do. So it's important to put the proper stats or the proper passives in for the units. Now for SJW, the only other thing that matters for him are his skill levels as well as his weapons levels, plus the dupes. Dupes matter as well too on your characters because their passives will matter. So all of your passives for your characters will matter as well as their dupes for their weapons and their passives as well. So all that stuff is what matters, but stats, guys, do not matter. The level of your artifacts do not matter. You can go with all level 1 artifacts. You can sometimes get better results depending on what you obviously set up, okay? So that is very important. Another thing for BOT that matters nowadays is the recommended element. Before, this wasn't a thing. Now it is. The recommended element now will actually obviously boost your damage, but the non-elemental ones will actually lower your damage. So please, please, please avoid using that. But BOT, that is very, very important to remember, guys. Stats do not matter. Neither does the level of your artifact, and everything else that I just mentioned does. All right, now let's go over something else. Another mode that came out recently is the Jeju Island Alliance raid, the new Beru one specifically. If you guys can tell here, you guys can still get yourself points. Okay, very important to remember. This is a little bit nerfed or broken or something right now, but you can go in there 10 times for the Beru fight specifically. This one here actually does require tickets. All right, but this fight here, you can do, look at this, 9 out of 10. You can do 10 times a day to get yourself additional tokens throughout the entire day. So make sure if you are looking to get these amazing rewards from the exchange shop, you do in fact do these as much as you possibly can. And they're worth it because look at this, essence stones, etc., etc., etc. This is a great way to boost your power. So everybody should be doing this. A little trick, just for those who don't want to take too much time doing it, do Ant King Co-op Battle 2. Is way faster usually than doing Ant King Co-op 3. And you'll get just almost as many points as you would normally. So make sure, guys, you work on that and get that done. All right. So that's a very, very important one as well, too. Make sure you're focusing on that. And then lastly, I think this is an important one as well, too. So I'm going to just bring it up. It is, I mentioned the last video, this quality of life feature a lot of people still don't know is if you are doing a brand new tier of enemies, do battle tier 20 or whatever you can handle at the max. Everything else will provide you the trophies. Do not do them one at a time, guys. You don't have to do that. Just do the most max tier you can, and every other trophy and before that will be given to you based on your results. So if you get 2 trophies, everything else will be free 2 trophies. If you get 3 trophies, everything else will be free 3 trophies. It only applies at tier 20. Do not do tier 21, Proof of the Strong. It will not work. You have to do tier 20 for this to actually apply. Okay, so that's very important to remember, guys. This is a very big big feature. So make sure you do this and get it out of the way. Also, just have fun. Most importantly, just have fun. People are too worried about the meta. People are too worried about focusing on, beating certain content. At the end of the day, enjoy the game for what it is. An amazing RPG with some of the best IP out there and some of the best action to date. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. I just want to cover that real quick for you guys. There are other tricks. For example, simulation. You don't need a ticket to go any further. So once you've completed simulation, you can continue going without a ticket. The only difference is you won't get the actual prizes. You get different things along the way, but not all the prizes are going to be provided to you, but you do get all the essence stones and everything else that comes with completing a tier. So make sure you do focus on that, guys, and make sure you do remember that with all of this stuff, you can retry as many times as you want. Just don't exit the simulation calculation or else you'll lose it, okay? So those are all very important things. So there you guys go. I think those are some of the best tips and tricks currently out in the game. If you have any comments or questions, or if you have any tips and tricks yourself you want to add to the list, please put it in the comment section. Please remember also the support program is going on, guys. I want to always remind people about this because the codes are still happening and there are 6 active codes with the 7-1 on the way. Make sure you definitely go and support and get yourself some free codes. They're sent daily. The codes are going to be expired in the next 5 days. Or maybe even 4 days at this point. So please, guys, remember to support your boy. Next season will be starting again very, very soon. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.